Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to change your oil on a MK6 GTI at home. I'm going to go over all the tools and supplies that you need, and by the end of this video, you'll know how to do this yourself. Let's get right into it. First thing to do is to pop your hood. To do that, you'll use your hood release right here, and then you'll open up your hood from the center of the vehicle by pressing this little latch. Now that the car is up off the ground, we want to remove this splash guard right there. This is a bunch of T25 fasteners that run around it. And once you have all your fasteners out of the way, you'll be able to pull that splash guard towards the back of the car and it will drop down. Now we can loosen our drain bolt on our oil pan. That's right there, right where he's got the socket. This is a 14mm bolt. Now that he just cracked this loose, you can see that oil starting to drip out. And if you push in towards the pan while you do this, it'll prevent oil from dripping out.
Doesn't even look like liquid.
Now our oil is draining. The oil is super hot because we just took this thing for a drive. And we're trying to avoid touching it. So what you're looking at right now is actually the magnetic drain bolt stuck to the oil pan. But we're just going to let it drain like this so we don't get burnt here. While that drains, we're going to remove our oil filter. To do that, there's this one line that sort of sits over it. Your oil filter's right here. So we're going to move that out of the way, and then we could screw that filter out of place. So that'll give us enough clearance right there to get to the filter. Now to loosen that filter, we have oil filter pliers here. These make the job a lot easier because you could really grip onto that filter in case it's kind of stuck. And we're just going to use these right now to crack that filter loose, and then we'll be able to spin it off by hand. Here you can see where the oil filter mounts to the engine. And again, that just threads in like a bolt. In this video, we're using an OEM Volkswagen filter. I have a bunch of filter options linked below, so you can pick out what you want to use. Now we're just putting a little bit of oil on the O-ring to help that seat in place here. And now we could get our filter back in place and tighten down. And with this, you want to touch off that seal and then go as tight as you can by hand. Generally, this is about half a turn to 3/4 of a turn after that seal touches. Now we could put the engine cover and lines back in place. And the oil filter's changed. Let's go down below and put our drain plug back in place. All right, now that that's slowed down to a drip, we're going to put our oil drain bolt back in place. And we're going to tighten that right up by hand. Now that that's tightened by hand, we're going to torque it down to 22 foot-pounds. You could just snug this bolt up, but I always prefer to torque them to make sure that you don't over-tighten. Now that that's drained, we're going to get our old oil out of the way and then get our splash guard back on the bottom of this car. Now we're going to remove the oil fill cap, get that out of the way, and we could get a funnel in there to actually fill up our oil. Today we're going to be using 5W40 liquid moly oil. It is important that your oil meets the German specs required for one of these GTIs, but I have all the oil linked below so you could get the right stuff. Now we're going to fill this right up. He said he actually doesn't need a funnel, so we're not using it.
We'll see.
He wasn't lying. No funnel needed. Oil capacity on this engine is 4.9 quarts, which is about 4.6 liters. Now we got our fill cap back on, and we're going to back our car off of our ramps to get it on flat ground, and then we're going to check the oil level. To do that, you'll pull your dipstick out, clean off all the oil that's on it, and then stick it back into your engine. And make sure that's fully seated. Then you could pull it back up and we'll check the level on the stick. On our stick here, we're right below the max, which is perfect. So that way, if your car burns some oil, you'll have a little bit in reserve. Now you can put your dipstick back in, close your hood, and the last thing to do is to reset your oil service light. As you can see, the service now indicator comes up on the dash. To do that, we're going to use these buttons right here on the steering wheel. And we're going to go over, 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 and then we're going to be able to click down to service and click reset. We're going to use the OK button on the wheel to click reset. And it's as simple as that. With that, that's going to wrap up this video. If this video helped you learn how to change your oil, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Also, by doing this yourself, you're saving some pretty good money. So if this video taught you something, please consider hitting that super thanks button to support the channel even more. Again, I have all these supplies that you need to do this oil change linked in the description below, and I hope your oil change goes great. Thank you for watching.